Today we are going to be ranking, ranking the endings of each of the Star Wars movies. Just the 9 movies.
Yeah, it's like the last couple scenes for 5 minutes.
Yeah,
pretty much.
It's kind of hard to narrow down like ending sequence or ending scene. Just like when we did the openings video, it's kind of hard to judge what you consider the opening. I just had it be free reign, like whatever you would consider the ending, as long as it's not like, oh, Attack of the Clones is my favorite, and then it's from the Battle of Geonosis to the end credits. Like, no,
the entire Battle of Geonosis is my favorite. Okay.
It's like, no, we could do like a battle or a climax video or something like that. But usually with Star Wars movies, at least in the George days, they were silent for the most part, where you just hear the music.
Yes, which I'll talk about later. I have a soft spot for that. Yes,
and I think it's very, very, very effective.
As you'll see from my list as well.
I'm not gonna like try and predict what you had, like what we did with the factions video, just because it's a longer thing. But I will say, I think your least favorite and my least favorite are gonna be the same, and
I can already predict it's true.
Yeah, don't look at my computer. Don't look at the list. Yeah,
I ain't looking. My list is like I surprised myself with my placements of some of these, and just seeing it like without the entire rest of the context in the movie, like whether it was bad or not, like the movie, I mean, or like what was coming after the next movie, and just watching the ending. And,
yeah,
you know exactly what I'm referencing right now.
Specific one.
Yeah, we'll get to that, but
I'm not gonna say what it is, but I think I know what your number one is. But anyway, go out. You can start us off. What is your least favorite ending to a Star Wars numbered saga movie, I guess?
Are you ready?
Yes.
Episode 8, Last Jedi. Dude. Like I remember, like I forgot the feeling that I had when I saw it for the first time in theaters.
Oh, dude.
When I was in Target today, and I looked up the ending on my phone, and I was like, oh, dude, this makes me just so unenthused for the next. I've never felt less excited for the next Star Wars movie. That was the first time I felt that. Oh, another one after this.
Oh,
like that's kind of how I feel about some of the shows. I'm like, really? But it's like, it was just like the feeling that the ending with the Force Kid, and like
Broom Kid.
Broom Kid.
People call him Broom Kid.
Broom Kid. I was just like, oh, dude, this was bad. Like, I didn't. We'll get to the review of the movie, but I did not feel good coming out of that movie. I felt the worst coming out of The Last Jedi.
I don't blame you.
Because of that ending.
I remember, you were just kind of like, you weren't like outwardly like sad or anything. I remember you kind of leaned forward, like, well, that was the movie or something like that.
I was just like, all right.
I was just kind of like, but we could talk about our theater experience either in a separate video or that specific one.
Yeah.
But was that basically all you had to say about that one?
Yeah, it just left such a sour taste in my mouth. I've even with like the other movies and like the end of episode 7, I was like, awesome, I can't wait to see what happens next. I was dreading what was happening next after that ending. I was like, this is just like butchered Star Wars. So
I don't. A lot of people share that sentiment. It is no shock. My least favorite as well. And I just want to say, I don't like. It's gonna seem like, at least from my point of view, I hate the sequels. I don't hate them. It's just that The Last Jedi, in many regards, to me, fucking sucks. And I know a lot of people that share that sentiment as well. So yeah, it is my least favorite. The ending is filmed like a Honda Civic commercial. Like the kid is standing in a fucking driveway. It looks like the car's gonna pull in, and he's like looking up at the stars. I half expect the fucking thing to be like, oh, the brand new Ford Fusion. Let's go see The Last Jedi in theaters. Yeah, like that kind of shit. And it's just, I don't like. I mean, we talked about this in the Rogue One review, but I don't like pretentious stuff.
Yeah.
So like the fact that it's like, oh, he's dreaming wistfully, and like he sees the Falcon hit light speed, and one day he's gonna be a Jedi too. It's like, oh my god, like,
yeah,
like I get it. Like, you're not doing anything original. This shit was in the prequels. Like, no shit, anyone can be a Jedi. It's like, this isn't anything new. And then also, just, I don't mean to like cut you off, but it just seems like everything in the movie to that point had felt like everything was ended. Every question was answered. There was like nowhere to go, and this just like wrapped everything up. And it was just sort of like, whoa, guys, there's a ninth movie we have to get into. And I feel like part of the reason that ninth movie is so jarring and so like fast paced, like we have to go, is because this movie didn't set anything up for it to do.
Yeah, it was hollow.
Yeah,
it was.
Go ahead.
It's like even if you go back to like where they're escaping on the Falcon together, right? And it's like, what next? What's next?
Dude, I remember thinking that. I remember thinking like,
yeah, but like, not in a positive way.
Yeah, it wasn't like, oh, where are they gonna go next? It's like, where can they go? Because they answered every question.
Yeah.
And it's not like, oh, the answers weren't satisfying, regardless if that's true or not. It's the fact that they were all answered, and it's like you have to backtrack now.
It's almost like they were setting up for like the 7th movie again.
You know what it felt like? And I don't mean to dwell on this one ending too long, but it felt like actually I kind of spaced out there. Oh, it felt like a Marvel movie. It felt like this wasn't leading into the finale. It felt like this was just a Star Wars adventure. Yeah. And it's like, oh, we'll have more movies down the line. It's like, no, it should have, I know people, again, I don't want to repeat what people have been saying. It should have felt like Infinity War, where you're going into the next one being like, oh shit, like the grand finale is about to happen. And instead you feel like it almost felt like, oh, is Ant-Man and the Wasp gonna happen next? Some like random thing that like might build into it, but
yeah, and they pretty much did.
Just be slightly positive. I do like the beginning of it, where it's like they're playing with the action figures and they're like learning about the legend of Luke Skywalker.
Mm-hmm.
That idea at least is neat, but again, I will save it for the review. But it really should have been like a galaxy-wide thing and not just some children playing with fucking toys in the barnyard. But anyway, do you want me to go next?
Yeah.
Okay, so my number 8 is The Rise of Skywalker.
Dude, I put the wrong name of the movie. I put the Skywalker Saga.
The entire...
But
I guess technically it is the ending to the Skywalker Saga. So there you go. There you go. Good.
That was my number 8 as well.
I don't hate it. And I want to preface, I don't think this is as horrible as people make it out to be. I like the idea, again, had it been, and I do like The Rise of Skywalker. It's a guilty pleasure. I don't think it's good, but like, I do like the I do think that the sentiment that Rey chooses her family, she chooses to be a Skywalker instead of like the Palpatine blood. It's a kind of a sweet idea. And seeing the Force ghost of Luke and Leia was very, I guess, again, sweet, kind of touching to like wrap it all up. The twin sons and seeing BB-8, and again, that's the positive. I don't like, why bury the lightsabers there? How did she know about this homestead? What I thought was going to happen is she was going to use the Lars homestead as like the spot for her new Jedi temple.
That'd be cool.
And I was like, oh, this is so she's gonna like, reconvert Luke's old house into like the spot where like the Jedi are gonna grow now. It's like, okay, that's actually kind of a neat. It's like, no, she just went there to fucking bury what?
Have this talking to the sand.
Oh yeah. I was like, wait, what?
And then the fucking old hermit shows up.
Dude,
who are you?
I love the Red Letter Media idea that it should have been Watto. Like, honestly, why not? Like, I mean,
so yeah,
I don't know. I don't think it. I'll just so you can have your 2 cents. I don't think it's that great, but
no.
Yeah, I guess it's that. It's all right. I mean, Anakin probably should have been a Force ghost there too, and why wasn't Kylo as well, or Ben as well?
Yeah,
more so than Anakin. But anyway,
that's the thing. If we're going, the ending for me starts when they're all celebrating after the big fight, right? And
okay, yeah, so I could see that.
I say from that point to the end, it's a very long ending, but like everything just felt hollow from that point. Like maybe it was the state I saw it in because it was before I had to go into work, and like the movie was so loud. I was in a reclinable chair, and like at one point it was so loud it hurt my head. I closed my eyes.
Oh wow!
I almost fell asleep because it was so early in the morning.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Yeah, but like, if we take all that into account, maybe my ranking isn't so fair. But I'm gonna be fair. That I just didn't like it. Like I was paying attention, you know.
I mean, yeah, that's fine.
It's just like, what is she doing? Okay.
It feels so like,
Like you can
oh,
almost feel like they don't care either.
yeah,
You know,
you know
she
what?
slides down sand.
Yeah, you know what? The yellow lightsaber was kind of neat, and I like how she built it out of her staff. But again, it's like that would have been cool for the whole movie
Yeah.
or something.
Why
Where'd she get the crystal?
they included it for what reason?
Also, if you're gonna restart the Jedi, hiding 2 lightsabers in the fucking earth when the kyber crystals are so rare now, like, why?
Keep them.
Keep that, like, it's like, oh, it's a burial for the, it's like, I don't know if Luke or Anakin particularly like this planet, let alone Leia, and like, I get you can't bury it on Alderaan, but I don't know, passing it down to a student, or fucking Finn, who is Force sensitive, might have been better. But yeah, this one ranks low, even though the first time I saw it, I did initially like it.
Yeah,
and again, I don't hate it. It's just kind of lackluster.
It just feels kind of hollow.
Kind of like the whole movie, I guess.
That lightsaber's cool. Why didn't you have it the whole movie? Everyone wanted that. Everybody.
Okay.
I was like, okay, fine.
Yeah.
Fine. Give us a shitty 8th movie. But give us the yellow lightsaber in number 9. Or give us the staff lightsaber. We know it's coming.
Oh, yeah.
They even showed a double-bladed red staff collapsible lightsaber with a dual shot combo. And, like, they didn't even use that. They just, like, showed it for, like, a second. And they were like, oh, I'm evil. Oh, that's just how this movie makes me feel.
It makes you feel like, oh.
I know, but like this isn't the review of episode 9.
Oh, yes. We got a couple other endings. You go ahead with your number 7. This is where the list will get interesting because I don't know what it's gonna be, except for I think I know what your number 1 is. But anyway, continue.
So, number 7. From here on up, I'm pretty positive on the endings.
Okay.
Like,
yeah, no, same.
Like I would say 9 and 8 where I'm like I don't like these endings.
Okay.
But like 7 I'm like, okay, this is just like my least favorite of all of them.
Wait, you're number 7? Oh, I thought you meant the 7th. The Force Awakens was your number 7. I was like, fuck.
No.
Okay.
Number 7 is Return of the Jedi.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I'm actually very okay, go ahead and tell me why.
Yeah.
I'm surprised.
So like,
wow.
Really? So sorry.
No. Go ahead,
Kevin,
explain.
You can put the gun down, dude.
I'm excited, dude.
Seriously, hey, I get it.
No, I'm excited, dude. Tell me why. I'm curious.
I just like, I've always felt like as an ending, it was just kind of weak.
Oh wow.
Like I love everything up until they're like burning Vader's body, because like, I've always felt like when I watched it, what happened to the rest of the Empire though? You just blew up a space station.
True.
Like, I'm always like, there's probably a lot of them still. And, like, there's not a lot of you still, you know?
It's not a lot of you.
I was like, you're still probably outnumbered, or at least, like, just by a little bit. And so, everyone's celebrating. I've always like, damn, I want to see more, though. Like, what happens next? Even as a kid watching, I was like, it just felt like it didn't, I don't want to say half-baked, because the movie was great. I don't want to say I hated the movie. I didn't hate anything about it, but like, I was like, damn, I just feel
maybe
like
rushed is the right word. Like, it's just like, we beat the Empire. All right, time to celebrate. Like, instead of like clean up.
Yeah, like they're already shooting off fireworks before the debris even fallen.
Okay,
it's like, okay,
I could see that.
Yeah, but that's it's not to say that I didn't like it though. Huh. You know, I just was like, oh,
okay. That's actually all right. Just a little lackluster then.
Yeah,
interesting. All right, my number 7 is The Phantom Menace.
Okay.
And I was mainly including the parade. I was just thinking of the parade, but if you want to include the
I was going from Qui-Gon's funeral to the
funeral onward.
Yeah.
If we're doing that, I might bump it up one.
Do you know where I rank Phantom Menace? Do you want to know?
No, save it. Okay. No, but if we're including the funeral, I do like that. It's a very somber scene. There's that nice shot of when Qui-Gon when Mace Windu and Yoda are like, oh, there's 2 there are, and he's like, who was killed? The Master, the Apprentice, and then the camera just slowly pans over, and you see Palpatine's face, and just a quick cut. It's something you don't really notice until like you obviously get the full story, and you're like, oh, like very obvious foreshadowing on
Yeah.
the Master is still alive, and the Anakin and Obi-Wan like reaffirming Anakin, like, I'm gonna train you, like you will be a Jedi, like under my knowledge or tutelage. It's like, oh shoot. And then the Gungan parade is fun. And the music is actually pretty cool. What? That's the Emperor. I think I told that to you. Yeah. The Emperor. It's just the Emperor's theme sped up.
I love that song.
Which again is more foreshadowing. It's like, yeah, you won. Not really, because this asshole's in power now. But yeah, no, it's just a good ending, solid. And again, it's like A New Hope. It's sort of self-contained.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's good. I like it. It's just, the ball of peace is not not a higher up. It just goes peace. Like,
dude, he ended the war.
Okay, actually, you know what? If you, just for the sake of keeping everything together, where do you have Phantom Menace? We'll do that.
Number 2.
Fuck. Yeah. Okay. Wow.
I really liked it.
Wow.
Like rewatching it, like I really liked it. I don't know why.
Wow.
Like
no, it's good.
At Qui-Gon's funeral, when they're talking about like when there's always 2 Sith,
Yeah.
And like the camera just like turns at Palpatine, and I'm like, and he's just sitting there just mean mugging. And I'm like, as a kid, I know that's kind of obvious now, but like as a kid, I did not realize that.
Right. Yeah.
I didn't realize they were panning to Palpatine. Yeah, I knew he was gonna be the Emperor, but like, I didn't really think about it.
Yeah, the shot and everything. The music is good too.
Yeah, like I like the contrast of like, damn, Qui-Gon said, "Don't worry, Anakin, I'll train you." As my master burns to death in front of us. 2
things I just thought of. One, that's got a fucking smell. That's
he's stinky.
That's cooked flesh,
he's
just
stinky.
out in the open like that. And then the other thing was the music that plays is the same music that plays when Padme is dead and they have her funeral.
Yeah.
And it's also playing when Darth Vader is born, so it's like Anakin's death as well. Which is a nice touch.
Yeah, because like this is the beginning of Anakin's Jedi journey, and it's horrible. It's like, not only was he taken from his mom, but he had to watch his master's master die and get burned.
Okay. What if I mention your favorite one, or vice versa? Just save it for last. I want whatever the top one is to be saved.
Okay.
So you go next with number 6. Or wait, what was your number? Did you say your 7?
7 was Return of the Jedi.
Okay, that's right. Yeah. So the number 6.
So number 6 is like the inverse reason for how I feel about Return of the Jedi.
Okay.
Revenge of the Sith.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Wow. Our lists are way different.
Yeah.
Huh.
So I like Padme dying.
No, I'm just going ahead. It's just...
Amen, brother.
You're going from her funeral thingy?
Yeah. Well, okay. I don't like her funeral.
Okay.
I don't know why I just don't like it. I'm like, I just kind of felt like the whole ending to me just felt real like quick, a little rushed to me.
Yeah, the people complain that it's like a little bit too like everyone's in their places for the next movie.
Yeah, it feels like there's a big time jump almost when Emperor Palpatine and Darth Vader are on the ship, and you hear the what are they, the Y-wings, whatever, go, and it's like,
oh, the V-wings.
The V-wings, yeah. And it's like, they're not supposed to be making that noise yet. They're not TIE fighter. And it's like,
well, I mean, they make the TIE fighter shooty sounds at the beginning of the
fair.
movie.
They shoot TIE fighter bullets. They do.
And like the cockpits of the Jedi starfighters, I think, are the same as the TIE fighter, like the front. But anyway.
Yeah. So yeah, and then like you said, it was a good point. Like, it did feel like everyone was exactly where they needed to be, and I was like, damn. Okay. I still thought it was good though. I liked the Darth Vader scene. Going way back, I guess, for what we consider the ending. I like Padme, like, ooh, excuse me.
You're just making me laugh today, dude. I don't know why.
Sorry, I'm a funny dude. I like the duality of Padme and Anakin, like, dying, you know?
Yeah, Darth Vader is born while Padme dies.
And you could say Anakin dies as Darth Vader is born too. You know? For getting real emotional. But yeah, that's where I rank that one.
Do you want me to say where it is for me?
Yes.
It's not my number 1. It is number 2. I
Wow.
really really like the ending of this
We did
movie.
not plan this.
Yeah, no,
It did not work
no.
out like that. We're our opposite numbers are
Wait,
number 2.
are they really? Or no?
Yeah.
Wait.
Your number 7 was, or your number 6 was Phantom Menace, right?
My number 7 was Phantom
Oh,
Menace.
never mind then.
Revenge of the Sith is my number 2. I love the ending. If you want to go, yeah, if you want to do the Padme funeral thing, is very sad with the Qui-Gon music playing and the sad Jar Jar. She's being wheeled off. And
Sad Jar Jar.
the sad Jar Jar
I
and
missed that.
the sad Boss Nass. We so sad. But I love
Lisa, big sad.
Vader.
My heart go boom boom.
Bomb bad heart attack.
Bomb
I love Vader. First of all, I love like that the Republic cruisers are stripped down and they look like the Star Destroyers from the OT more. They're looking Palpatine, Vader, and Tarkin are all overseeing the Death Star construction, which is just amazing. Like the
Sup, bros?
like the music is like perfect as well. Like that Qui-Gon funeral like bleeds into the Imperial March, and it's like Vader just like puts his arms crossed while he's looking out with his master. It's like this is like cemented now. And you get this feeling of like, yeah, like the galaxy is in a real dark place now. But then it goes to Bail coming home with little Leia, and you see that there's hope for the future. And keep in mind, this was supposed to be the last Star Wars movie, so the last shot is Obi-Wan delivering baby Luke the New Hope to Owen and Beru, and they start playing like the Force theme, and I think it's one of my favorite, if not the favorite rendition of the Force theme on like that flute before like the whole orchestra just kicks in with the and then they're like looking out at the twin suns, and Obi-Wan just sort of contemplates. He's stroking his beard like like okay, like now it's just time to wait for the next movie for the next movie to start when I'm gonna look like Alec Guinness.
Now time for my next
but no
series.
I just think everything is great, and I never minded how I guess convenient it is that they all sort of everything, Obi-Wan's on Tatooine, and, Yoda was supposed to be shown going to Dagobah in this, and I feel like that maybe would have been too much. But again, I really enjoy this ending, and I think is like a finale for the prequels. And this movie, this movie was dark, but it does end on a hopeful note, which I really like. So that's why that's my number 2. My number 6.
Yeah, your number 6.
My number 6. I can't believe it's this low. The Empire Strikes Back.
Oh.
I don't know where do you have that one?
5.
Okay, so around the mid. It's again. Hear me out. It's not bad.
No, I really like this one. I like how dark and dire it feels.
Yes. Well, I just don't think it's as. Oh God, it's gonna sound so bad. I don't want to. Saying that it's not strong is wrong, but it doesn't have that same oomph that the other ones do.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of like a quiet ending compared to the other ones, because all that really happens is they're on the. Luke gets his new hand, and they say they're gonna go get Jabba the Hutt, or I'm sorry, they're gonna go get Han Solo from Jabba the Hutt, and then they just sort of look out while the Han and Leia theme plays. And I mean, it's good. I guess it's just that it's just good. There's nothing really like oomph about it. It's more so like what I'll say about another higher up ending is you got to think about like what's going to happen next. It's like, okay, are they going to get Han Solo? This whole thing with Luke and Vader, was Vader lying? What is Luke going to turn to the dark side? Was Obi-Wan lying to him? Mm-hmm. Why did he lie to him? If so, is Luke going to finish his training? There's a lot like left open. Yeah. Which is why it's good. I guess my thing is just personal preference for the other ones. There's nothing wrong with this. It just doesn't have that same like oomph. I guess it's just the only way I can put it. It doesn't have the same like push that the other ones do. But go ahead. So
yeah. So
that was your number 5.
That was my number 5.
That'll be good to just go into that one then.
Yeah. So I like it because it's like, oh damn, we took a lot of losses.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do?
It's true.
Because that feeling of like, I know I just complained about it with like The Last Jedi. Like, what the hell are we gonna do next? It's a different what the hell are we gonna do next in The Empire Strikes Back, where it's like, where like you fear for the characters, like they just took a whole bunch of losses. Their friend is captured. I just got beaten to shit by my dad. what are we gonna do?
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
It's not like because I mean, 12 people on the Millennium Falcon as the only heroes is a dire situation, but this feels more dire because it's not so like because again, it doesn't build into anything. You're thinking like, well, how the fuck are they gonna win?
Yeah.
With this, it's more like, okay, like the rebellion just took like a huge loss. Like, how are they gonna come back and do this? Yeah, because you don't know that there's a Death Star at this point.
yeah.
Like, how are they gonna, band together and do everything? Yeah, I mean, do you have anything else to say on Empire?
No, that's why it's my number 5, because it's just like I liked it, but it's not super like not a lot happens for me to be like, oh my god.
Yeah, it's more so like the
God.
meta context of thinking about like what's gonna happen next, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, the Han Solo thing is a pretty good cliffhanger. It's just that's about it. Pretty much. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like shitting on this movie or like,
No.
It's a New Hope. Oh, dude, the look Max just gave me.
I'll let
Again,
you talk.
This is the top tier. This is top 5 endings right here.
I'll let you talk. 5 out of 9.
5 out of 9. All right, fuck off. It's so good.
It's so good.
It's to one of my a perfect ending to one of my favorite movies. I love it. However, just comparatively to the other ones, it's not as good. Now the music, I know that's your favorite music in anything Star Wars. Spoilers, but it's it's so. The music is so good. Again, no dialogue. You don't need any dialogue. And they walk up to the medal ceremony, and they blew up the fucking Death Star. They get their medals. It's a really good hero moment. The rebellion. I mean, at this point, this was the only Star Wars movie, so it's like they beat the Empire in a sense. They won victory. It's just a really happy ending, and the music swells, and you feel great. And then Chewbacca yells, and they all start clapping. And goes, it's like, oh wow, that was a great ending. It's just the other ones I think I prefer, in all honesty.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really all I have to say. It's good. It's just. And I'm gonna take a guess and say that one was very, very high for you.
You might even say the highest.
Yeah. Okay.
I love it so much. It's just like the perfect little it's like it could be its own movie. Wasn't it?
Oh yeah.
Like
okay.
the ending, it's just like so victorious. They beat the Empire. Like they blew up you could say like, obviously they didn't beat the Empire because they didn't.
Well, we know that
but
now.
Yeah, but it's like they blew up the Death Star. That's good enough, dude.
Yeah, that's good enough.
They can't blow up planets anymore. Like their biggest weapon was like destroyed, and then like, yeah, Luke got a medal, Han got a medal, Chewie was there.
Yeah.
Every time I see Chewbacca, I just get like, idiot.
What about the Rise of Skywalker, where they show that he actually got the medal?
That made me want to like puke, rip my hair out. It's so fucking cheesy.
So that's your number 1, though. That's your favorite ending.
Yeah,
I guess we could just.
It's not like because there's some deep like meaning or like feeling. It makes me feel good. It's such a good like ending to a movie. One of my favorite endings to any movie.
Okay. All right. Damn. Okay.
Excuse me.
So you hate it, right?
Yeah, I'm never watching.
Yeah.
But we'll talk about the music when we get to that episode. My 4th was The Force Awakens.
Oh, dude. I thought at first that was going to be your number 1, and then I remembered the music, and I was like, oh.
No,
I thought it would be higher.
The Force Awakens was this one was hard to rank because it's very close to being like 4, 3, and 2 are all very close to being interchangeable, like my rankings for them.
Okay.
But
I could see that.
The Force Awakens I really enjoyed as an ending because where'd you rank it first of all?
That's 3.
Okay.
So it's close.
Yeah. So I really enjoyed the cliffhanger. Like she found Luke and Luke is fine. He's there.
Mm-hmm.
Like
the whole movie you're trying to find him.
Yeah, and you find him.
Mm-hmm.
And like she's like, I have your lightsaber. And it's like that he hasn't seen that in a long time.
Yeah.
Like how do you think he's gonna feel about that? The location is really cool. I like when they're panning around the island and it's like this is like a cool ass planet and like this is where Luke's been hiding.
Yeah.
Cool. I can't wait to see like what they do next. Why are you laughing?
That's it.
What's funny?
I know what you're doing.
What do you mean?
Stop doing it.
Well, I don't understand.
Dude, I wholeheartedly agree. I think dramatically it might be the best ending because the music is like dun, 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 and she's like walking up the steps, and then it's like this pilgrimage all the way up to the top, and then she sees Luke standing there. It's like this hooded figure standing there, and he turns around. It's this really dramatic moment.
I like seeing the robot hand.
Yeah. Take off and I remember seeing that in the theater. It was like, oh man, like we actually like Luke is back. It kind of hit me like, oh my god, like that's Luke Skywalker.
Yeah,
like, he's back.
Mark Hamill. He looked cool.
Yeah,
he looked like an old curmudgeon Jedi, and it's like, all right, dude, it's awesome.
And she like hands out the call to action, and then he sort of like looks at it. And you don't really know what that look means. Obviously, now we know what it fucking means. But back in the day, looking at that, it was like, oh, dude,
rage.
Like he kind of looked at it. At least I did, or at least I thought like almost like how the fuck did you get that sort of thing?
Yeah.
And oh, like now do you want me to train you sort of thing?
I wanted him to. I almost expected him to get mad and be like, who gave you that?
Yeah.
Like, how did you find me?
I think the brilliant thing is that they didn't show him like reach out or like almost touch or anything. He just sort of stands there, and then like the final shot, the final like shot is actually kind of fucking shitty. It looks like a helicopter shot, that like E-News shot of like, we found them, we're fucking filming their Star Wars. It's like it looks
TMG.
It looks fucking stupid. But I think it's a really solid ending. Especially again going into the next one, you start like thinking about like, wow, what's gonna happen? What's Luke gonna? How are they gonna train? Stuff like that.
I feel like this was the most excited I was for the next Star Wars movie before my hopes were dashed forever.
Your new hope was dashed.
Yeah. No, that's how I feel about the Obi-Wan show. Obi-Wan: A New Hope.
You don't like that show?
I like it.
What the fuck?
I like
You're racist.
I like even the characters in it. I like every character, even the third sister.
I know people like that.
I know. Well, I do like
no that like talk like that, and they're like, yeah, I'm proving a point by saying that I like. Anyway,
yeah,
my number 4, and I'm actually kind of shocked that it's this high for you too. Mine is Attack of the Clones. And I almost want to flip-flop it with Force Awakens and put it at 3.
So my Attack of the Clones is 3.
Yeah, I really, for a movie that a lot of people don't really like and think is lackluster, fuck, dude, what an ending.
Oh my god,
I love
it's so
that
good.
ending. That fucking, okay, so Obi-Wan's like, oh, it wouldn't have been a victory without the clones. And he's like, victory, you say? Like, Master Obi-Wan, not victory. And then like
we're fucked.
Is that like
I was gonna say,
fuck we are.
We're fucked, right?
Yeah, the big
Obi-Wan,
the Clone War has. Like that's such an iconic line. And then, like, it's such an ominous thing, too, where it's like, oh, yeah, everyone's like, yeah, we fucking kicked ass. And Yoda's like, dude, you have no idea the fucking shit we're about to be in. And then it just shows these these massive lines of clones getting into the acclimators, and they're, like, walking, and then everyone's, like, standing salute. And then it pans over to Palpatine and, like, the Senate, like, his advisors. And I think what's interesting is Bail is there, and he's looking. And, like, before it cuts away from this scene, you can kind of see him like look down and like almost in like sadness or like, I guess it's kind of hard to describe, but you can tell he's uncomfortable with what's happening. But like then that music transitions into the Imperial March as like the ships take off and they're going to war now. Like the Republic is at war, and it's so amazing because Palpatine, he's fucking loving this shit. And it's just so like it's so good. And then it cuts to the funeral, or not from the funeral. It cuts to the wedding, the secret wedding of Padme and Anakin. And regardless of the, not great dialogue for their love story, I do think it is like a sweet little private ceremony. Again, all without dialogue. And she takes his robotic hand. And I do think it's kind of sweet that 3PO and R2-D2 are the witnesses.
Yeah.
A droid he made and a droid that serves Padme. And they're both, I think they both kind of own them both in a way.
Yeah.
But again, you want to talk about like Empire, the foreboding. It's like going into the next one. It's like, again, not knowing. It's like, what's going to happen with this secret marriage that's going on, the Republic
Yeah.
at war. They still haven't found the Sith Lord, Dooku and his droid army. What's gonna, and again, having the foresight of like watching this at the time, it's like, okay, he still isn't Darth Vader yet. What's gonna happen? Because this isn't like happy per se, but it's like he's in a good position,
Yeah.
with
What
everything.
happens to turn him into like a murderer?
Yeah, a child murderer.
Yes.
But again, I love this ending. I think it's great. You know what? I will put it above Force Awakens. I'll just plop it just because I think dramatically it is just amazing. And again, the music, it's so good. So have we gone through all of your list then?
Yeah, because my number 2 is Phantom Menace.
Okay.
And then my number 1 is A New Hope.
Did you want to say more about the Attack of the Clones ending?
No, you pretty much covered it. Like I love the transition from like the Clone Wars has begun, and it's like, oh shit, they really have begun, and just like the tone of like, oh, the Imperial March, like this is bad, like this is really bad. Cut to a wedding.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, they're getting married, they're in love, they're gonna have kids, they're gonna be so happy together. But then it's like, that's not how it's gonna go.
Yeah.
And
it's a secret marriage too.
Just like how you said, it's like, how does this go bad?
Mm-hmm.
How is this gonna turn sour?
Again, because knowing that he's Darth Vader, it's like, okay, something bad's gonna happen in the next one. And that might be my favorite rendition of the Imperial March as well. It's so good. But okay, so my number 1. Can you guess what it is? Which one haven't I mentioned yet? He's putting his fingers to his temples.
Revenge of the Sith.
No, that was the second one. Yeah. I think it was way lower on your list.
Hold up. Just tell me.
Return of the Jedi.
Return of the
Jedi.
Jedi.
It's my favorite ending.
Oh,
I
really?
love that, and it might be because I absolutely love the Luke and Vader stuff in Return of the Jedi. I know that's what everyone says, but man, it's so good. I'm gonna start it. I mean, you can really say the ending starts when they, like in the special edition, when they cut to like all the planets celebrating, like Bespin and Coruscant and all that, which is really nice. I do like that, but I contrary to you, I love that funeral pyre scene of him. No, because it's like a nice like thing just between them, because he's the only one that knows that Vader got redeemed.
Which collection of Force Ghosts do you prefer in that scene?
Well, that's after. I'm talking about when he's actually burning the body, and he's just sort of like looking at it. He's like he redeemed his father, and his Anakin Skywalker is back, and he's just having this private funeral in the forest for him, which I mean I love. It's just such a nice sentimental moment. Now, there are some special edition changes to this ending, which I'll just go over really quick. The music, I much prefer the new one. I don't like the Yub Nub as much as the... I prefer the John Williams. It's called Victory Celebration. The... Like, that is... honestly, this ending, like, if it hits me right, will bring tears in my eyes, just because it is so joyous. It's like, they're all together, they're celebrating, they defeated it, but more so... just seeing Luke having redeemed his father, and then all his mentors are standing there. It's like Yoda, and then Obi-Wan, and then Anakin fades in, and it's like it's just such a beautiful thing to me that he was able to redeem himself despite everything that he did. And again, it's mainly in the eyes of his son, like. To the galaxy at large, I don't know how many people would be like, "Oh, I forgive you," but it's I know it's just like that's something that people kind of struggle with. I don't mind it as much because it is really just for Luke. I prefer the Hayden Christensen one just because I grew up with that, and George Lucas's excuse was like, "Oh, it's the last time Anakin was good," and then people were like, "No, it's when he threw the Emperor over the." But I think he means like entirely good, before he murdered children. But also I forgot to mention Jar Jar Binks screams "We so free" at the end of the thing. So there you go. He's in Return of the Jedi now, folks. It's 2 parades they had on Naboo.
Thank God.
For an ending. Yeah, thank fuck.
I can't get enough Naboo.
But yeah, I love it. I think the music is so good, and it just crescendos into like this big. And I mean, think about it. Like, this was the finale to Star Wars for a while. This was the ending.
Yeah.
You know, Empire defeated, our heroes won. Luke had his character arc, his journey, and they're all celebrating on the forest moon. And yeah, you know, they got to clean up and do things after, but for now, it's just this beautiful celebration. And this is like one of my favorite endings to a movie, period. It's kind of like how you feel about A New Hope. Like, I absolutely just enjoy this ending.
Okay, fine. It's my favorite now. New Hope's my least favorite.
It's your Leo, worse than Last Jedi. But yeah, so I guess that concludes our ranking. I'm just gonna go through mine just briefly again. So from worst to favorite, we got Last Jedi, Rise of Skywalker, Phantom Menace, Empire, A New Hope, Force Awakens, Attack of the Clones, Revenge of the Sith, and Return of the Jedi.
And I'm gonna go favorite to least favorite. A New Hope, Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, The Force Awakens, Empire Strikes Back, Revenge of the Sith, Return of the Jedi, The Skywalker Saga, and The Last Jedi. I forgot. I never changed it. The End of Skywalker's Forever. What is it called?
Hopefully. No, it's called The Rise of Skywalker, which is a strange title. I would have preferred Duel of the Fates, personally.
That would have been cool.
But
or
yeah.
Attack of the Kenobis.
Attack of the Kenobis. Do you mind the change between Hayden and what's his face? The old guy?
He looks weird.
I mean, they didn't even like refilm him. They took a thing from Revenge of the Sith and like cut him in.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
I like Lando clapping to the beat that is going on. What a moron.